Elon Musk, who has given me his complete and total endorsement. That's nice. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Very much appreciated. I will create a government efficiency commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. We need to do it. Can't go on the way we are now. And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force. Be interesting. If he has the time, it'll be a good one to do it, but he's agreed to do it. In 2022, fraud and improper payments alone cost taxpayers an estimated hundreds of billions of dollars. As the first order of business, this commission will develop an action plan to totally eliminate fraud and improper payments within 6 months. This will save trillions of dollars, trillions. It's massive. For the same service that you have right now, trillions of dollars is wasted and gone and nobody knows where it went. Further taming inflation and bringing prices way down.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise, and yes, we got to talk about this, man. Department of Government Efficiency. Now, for the life of me, I can't understand why Democrats would be against the Department of Government Efficiency. That would cut wasted tax dollars of the American people. There is so much money being spent on foolishness. The waste in the government is beyond measure, to be honest with you. And as they continue to want to raise our taxes while they support and fund all of this foolishness, I mean, there is so much waste going on in the government. It is just unreal. Some of the things that you're going to hear about today in this video is just going to piss you off, to say the least. And excuse my language, but this is just outrageous. Now, as someone that served in the United States military, and I know a lot of people that watch the channel are veterans, so happy Veterans Day to you guys. I've been under the weather, and my apologies for not putting out anything on Monday, but happy Veterans Day to all of you guys that serve this nation. I'm so thankful, one, that I had the opportunity to do so, and I have so many people in my family that has served, and thanks to all of you guys that have served, you know, and fought for this nation. But you know that if you were in the military, you yourself firsthand have seen the waste that's happening in our United States military. And there is so much more waste going on just in the government in itself. I mean, it's just outrageous. But we're going to watch a couple videos, a couple clips here, you know, that just really explains what's going on and what Vivek and what Elon Musk are tasked with getting rid of. It is outrageous. Instead of raising our taxes, how about we cut a lot of these funds and these, you know, I guess pet projects that these people in Congress or people in the government have? I mean, it is outrageous, man. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. And without further ado, let's go.
But the real progress starts once Trump's team starts getting its hands dirty. Elon Musk and Vivek are running the Department of Government Efficiency. They're calling it DOGE, and they'll have plenty to do. Starting with the pork. The Fed spent $500,000 on a study to see if selfies make you happy. $1 million went to study if Japanese quail were more frisky if you gave them cocaine. The Fed spent $20 grand on drag shows in Ecuador. $80,000 in Ghana asking taxi drivers if climate change makes it harder for them to drive. And $500,000 was spent so Fauci could create transgender monkeys. But it's not just waste. There's 3 million federal employees, and a lot of them don't even do much more than collect a paycheck. Most government workers in D.C. are still working from home. COVID's been over for 3 years. But worst of all, $500 billion a year stolen by fraudsters. We lose $500 billion of your money to fraud.
Think about that. Just money being stolen. This is outrageous, man.
Cheer. We're getting ripped off like a Walgreens in San Francisco, and no one cares. We're not even locking up our toothpaste. Trump's about to put armed security guards, Musk and Vivek, in the aisles and catch the shoplifters. But Democrats, no, don't like that. They want the fraud, pork, and work from home.
Elon Musk is going to fail miserably at the homework assignment Donald Trump has given him.
At SpaceX, you know, they've blown up a lot of rockets to get to where they are. I'm not so sure you can blow up things in the federal government quite as easily.
It's the Department of Government Efficiency, and they've got two guys running it, Vivek and Elon. That doesn't sound so efficient.
Elon and Vivek are fighting fraud and cutting waste, and the Democrats are against it. Because why? They work for Trump? Because they're Democrats and they have to be against everything Republicans do? So stupid. Democrats used to be for this stuff.
We know big government does not have all the answers. We know and we have worked to give the American people a smaller, less bureaucratic government in Washington. And we have to give the American people one that lives within its means. The era of big government is over.
The era of big government was just getting started. In 96, Fed spent $1.5 trillion. This year, about $7 trillion. More bureaucrats, more spending, more debt, and less power for you. And that all changes on January 20th. Maria Bartiromo is the host of Mornings with Maria on FBN. So what do you think Elon Musk and Vivek are going to do on day one?
Oh, well, I mean, you've got this list. They're going to go through this list and they're going to start chopping things right away. I mean, I think what's even more egregious than seeing the stuff that you just mentioned, that incredible list, is the fact that most people don't even realize how much their money is being wasted. And every year,
Most people don't. Hell, I didn't even know. Now, I knew that there was some waste going on. And Lord knows, we know that there's a lot of government workers out there that aren't really working. I know this to be true. I worked in that space for a long time. I know most of the work that's being done for the government is being done by the contractors. Once you become a federal employee, it basically takes an act of Congress for them to fire you. So you have a lot of people going to work but not actually working, getting full checks and full pensions because they know they can't be fired. And what's really crazy, and this is the truth, what's really crazy is that if they can't get a federal employee to do the job that they've been hired to do, the work still has to get done. So they will hire a contracting firm. That firm will overcharge the government for an employee to come in and do the work. So the taxpayers are paying twice, paying 2 times, and in some cases, maybe 3 times what it should cost to get the work done because they're paying the federal employee, they're paying a contracting firm, and the firm is overcharging because they got to make a profit, and they're bringing in someone to do the work. I mean, it is outrageous the waste that's going on, man.
they're paying taxes and they don't really know where that money is going. Now we know how it's being wasted. It's disgusting.
Could you imagine what a more efficient, better government we would have if people didn't steal $500 billion? If the budget's 7 and they're stealing $500 billion, we wouldn't even be in debt if we could clean that up in a couple decades.
And
How do you steal $500 billion? How?
who's accountable? I mean, why is it that we are watching this fraud and this stolen money every year? Who's accountable? Is there? It's like
Is there-
huge
is there-
government. No
is
one.
there-
It's
is there
his
a-
fault.
No one's accountable.
Cop? Is there like a cop in charge of the spending?
Yeah.
Doesn't Treasury? I guess now we have 2 cops, Vivek and Musk. So the Democrats are going to fight this, Maria. The Democrats are going to be against reducing the debt.
Yeah. Apparently, because it's Trump. I think if anybody could get this done, it's a business person, because that is the bottom line for business. They are watching costs like hawks, and they
Absolutely.
are cutting out costs, and that is what the point is. So it's good to get some business, business sense in government to try to cut out that waste.
They say they're going to use AI to get out of that. How are they going to? I don't even know how that works.
I'm not sure how they'll do it, but I have confidence that 2 businessmen are going to come in and they're going to actually see where the money is going, what's coming in, what's going out, and they're going to actually fix it. So
What do you think?
Well, they also got to figure a way to incentivize people, department heads who are in charge of these overly, bloated budgets. They got to incentivize these people to be able to do the job at a high level in the most efficient and the most cost-effective way possible. I don't know, maybe you give them bonuses or something along those lines for coming in under budget, but still maintaining a high level of efficiency. That's how every other company does it. That's how regular private sector business is done. If you can do your job in your department, but still and bring it in under what you've been budgeted for, the likelihood of you getting a promotion, pretty high. The likelihood of you getting a bonus, pretty high. That's not how things work in the government. In the government space, you got in a budget for $1 million. You better spend 1.1 because that's how you get more money for your department. It's the stupidest thing ever, man, but that's how the government works, man. Let's check out this other clip here.
Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Well, this morning at 2:23, Congress released a monster 1,012-page bill with $1 trillion price tag. They're rushing to pass the bill before you have a chance to read it. Why? Well, because it's full of pork. And we've been digging through it, and here's what you're paying for. Liz Warren is spending $850,000 on a gay senior citizen home in Boston.
Y'all believe this? Do y'all believe this?
Florida has the villages. Massachusetts has the village people. We're spending $15 million to pay for Egyptians' college tuition. Egyptian tuition, not Egyptians who live in America. Egyptians in Egypt. Egyptian tuition. So we pay for illegal.
This is outrageous, man.
To go to college here, and now we're paying for the tuition before I guess they even cross the border. Speaking of Egypt, Gold Bar Bob's sending $400,000 to a gay activist group that teaches elementary school kids about being trans. Not enough to keep you out of jail, Gold Bar. Sorry. Another $400,000 goes to a group that gives clothes to teens that help them hide their gender, like chest binders and tuckums. Parental permission not required.
Holy smokes, man.
Even Dianne Feinstein, who unfortunately passed away long before the bill was written, has an earmark from the grave. $500,000 for a DEI zoo. The San Diego Zoo's getting $500,000 for an anti-racist nature appreciation program where high school kids from diverse backgrounds can observe wildlife. Why do they need $500,000 to go to the zoo? Tickets are like $15.
Seriously.
That should be enough for every congressman, especially the Republicans, to vote no. But this massive bill will probably be on Biden's desk this weekend, and he'll just sign your money away. Poof.
And you wonder why they want to raise our taxes. This is outrageous, man. I want you guys to see this. Some of the stuff Waters mentioned, but drag shows in Ecuador. $21,000 spent. Fauci's transgender money project, $500,000 spent. This is why we need the Department of Government Efficiency. This is the money that they've spent over the last 4 years. Do selfies make us happier? $500,000. That's a government contract right there, folks. Quail's doing cocaine, $875,000. That's a government contract, folks. $500,000 a year. $2 million right here over the last 4 years. Gone, lost to fraud. But they want to raise our taxes. They want to raise our taxes, and they're blowing money fast. The government might as well be called BMF because this is outrageous. But they want to raise our taxes. And in some cases, they say we're not paying enough taxes. But this is how they spend the money. $80,000, another government contract. Do climate change make it harder to drive a taxi? I mean, it's sickening, man, the amount of waste that's happening in this country right now, yet they're asking for more money. People complain about the deficit, but won't actually talk about where the money's going. I mean, it's so crazy. We have 3 million government employees. The government is the #1 employer in the country. That shouldn't be the case. Definitely should not be the case. And that doesn't include the government contractors. That doesn't include the government. That's just the people that are working directly for the federal government. It's outrageous. This is what's going on in our nation right now. And you wonder why our infrastructure is crumbling. You wonder why our interstates and highways, our bridges are collapsing and crumbling. Because we're too busy wasting money on foolery. And if Kamala Harris would have got in, this would have been exacerbated. I mean, it's outrageous, man. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section, man. Like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Click that join button, man. Join the ARP family, man. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all. Peace.